Deluge, The Elements, Book 2. Written by Laura Taylor. Narrated by Gabriel Danes. Chapter 1. Asia swore as the Orion 4 shuddered, the starboard engine giving another rumbling kick as Nova, their pilot, tried to steer the ship through the wave of missiles flying around them. Piloting one of the Orion's 2 laser guns, Asia was thrown against the straps of his harness as Nova put them into a tight turn. He waited, unable to do anything useful, until the ride smoothed out and the automatic targeting system locked onto a new target. Atticus was in the cockpit with Nova, monitoring the incoming messages from the fleet of ships valiantly attempting to defend the Earth and barking orders to the crew, while Tor was manning the other gun on the port side of the ship. The 2 guns represented the most exposed positions on the Orion, and instead of simply ordering 2 of his crew to those posts, Tor had instead taken one of the positions himself, then asked if there were any volunteers for the other. Asia had put his hand up immediately. He'd always preferred action to sitting around waiting for others to make decisions for him, and aside from that, in the hours since they'd received the grim news that Mars had launched the attack, he'd made peace with himself, fulfilling his last living wish by telling his CO of his deep affection for the man and consummating the declaration with a bout of zero-gravity sex that had left his head spinning and his body sated and exhausted. No regrets, he reminded himself, even as his gut lurched, the ship making a steep dive to avoid another missile. Out the window beside him, Asia saw the Earth flash past, and even from this distance, explosions were visible to the naked eye as the Earth fleet fired their lasers at the interplanetary missiles, an unwelcome gift from Mars after the colonies had abandoned the latest peace treaty and decided they no longer needed even the most rudimentary support from the planet humanity had once called home. The screen in front of him flashed to green. The defense system had a lock on one of the missiles, and he fired eagerly, watching as the giant bomb exploded in front of them. Free from the grip of gravity, the pieces flew apart, adding to the growing cloud of space junk littering the area. Desperate to avoid a collision, Nova once again fired the secondary thrusters, and the ship lurched to port. Ironically, it was that, rather than one of the missile's anti-ISV lasers, that had damaged their starboard engine. A rogue chunk of metal had slammed into the casing, jarring the fuel lines, and now the engine was misfiring every 3rd or 4th cycle, making their already irregular course even more erratic. 2 more on our tail! Lillian's sharp warning came just in the nick of time, and Nova spun the ship again, narrowly missing the laser that sought to end their interference. Though the missiles were unmanned, they'd been equipped with the latest and best navigation and defense systems Mars.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?